Hey everybody, Rowan Smith from the Mortgage Center. I'm here today to talk again about a topic that seems very popular amongst my blog hits, which is former marijuana grow-ops. Can you finance them, or how to finance them? The answer is yes, you can, and the way to do it is this. There's typically going to be extra underwriting that's going to be required. Not all banks are going to be willing to do them. So what are those extra things that are going to be needed? Well, you're going to need first and foremost an air quality test. Now, an air quality test is when an environmental firm, preferably one by the name of Medallion Homes, goes into the premises and takes an air sampling in an area where the grow-op was, in an area where the grow-op wasn't, so they have an ambient and a control comparison, and they provide you a breakdown or readouts of mold content and chemical content, if any. Now, in most cases, this comes back fine. But if there had been significant moisture problems, it may not come back so good. In those cases, they're going to need some additional remediation before the bank will fix it, or will finance it rather. So, first things first, you need an air quality sample. Now, I said use Medallion Homes. Why? Just generally, that's the firm that most of the places around me in Vancouver, that's who they want to do it. There's also Pacific Environmental that's accepted by a couple of them. You want to stick with Medallion Homes where possible because it'll give you the maximum choice of lenders. Now, which lenders are they that are going to actually do this? Are they some high-rate lenders? Absolutely not. There are credit unions and chartered banks that will do it. Some of them simply will not look at your deal if it's a former grow-up under any circumstances. That's the reality of the banks. They can choose to lend when they want to. So, first, air quality. Second, you're probably going to need a full appraisal. Not every time, but in most cases they want to make sure that the market value of the home has not adversely suffered as a result of it being a former grow-up, because there is a stigma that's attached to it. Lastly, you're going to want to have something from the city that confirms that either A, occupancy is still in place, or the occupancy permit has been reissued, or C, that there's a comfort letter from the city that says the property is conforming to all bylaws. So what that letter is saying is, yes, we know it was a grow-up, but the current owner has taken the steps to get the property back to the level where it's safe for human habitation. Now, most grow-ups actually aren't that bad. They're not always like they show on the news with black mold and chemicals running rampant through the property. Oftentimes it's confined to a single room. So in those circumstances, they still need the same level of due diligence. It doesn't matter if it was one plant or 500 plants that was in that grow-up. If it's a busted grow-up, the stigma will remain until the home is bulldozed that it was a former marijuana grow-up. Now, if you or somebody you know is looking to finance one and is having problems getting financing, that doesn't mean it's impossible. It just means you're going to need the three things: air quality, appraisal, and a comfort letter from the city or the occupancy permit or what have you. Now, that varies from municipality to municipality. Not all municipalities pull the occupancy permit. Others do. There's different types of programs out there. So whether you're in Surrey or you're in Mission or you're in Vancouver or Coquitlam, the rules will change. It's important to be dealing with somebody who knows what the rules are in that unique market and can get a bank that'll finance it as well. For the Mortgage Center, I'm Rowan Smith.